The guy next to Craig Gilbert.
Chuck Ross from Gannett.
Okay.
On the point you just made, Congressman, as you were speaking this morning, Congressman Israel just issued a press release claiming that you're essentially retaining giveaways to the oil companies and tax breaks for the ultra-wealthy before forcing seniors to clip coupons if they need to see a doctor. And I'm wondering if you could...
I don't even know what to say about that.
Well, the broader question is, do you think the ground has been prepared by Republicans for this coming debate?
So Steve Israel is the head of the Democratic Campaign Committee. He's in charge of their re-election effort, of their political machine. And here's the deal. Is this a political weapon? Of course it is. But you have to say things like that, which are distortions and demagogueries, no two ways about it, in order to score these kinds of political points. You know, shame on them for doing it. Here's the decision we had to make. Knowing that we have this crisis in our country, and knowing that if we go out and try and fix it, we will give our political adversaries a weapon to use against us, because we know our political adversaries will demagogue and distort it. And look, Republicans do this to Democrats too, so I'm not saying we have these halos over our head. But should we let that deter us? No. Here's the way I look at it, and I just said this in my last thing. Craig was there. The worst experience I've had in Congress was the crash of 2008, the economic crash. We didn't see it coming. I mean, I remember sitting in those meetings with Ben Bernanke and Hank Paulson hyperventilating about deflationary spirals and crashes and hundreds of banks going down and all of that stuff. And out of that crisis management came really ugly legislation, TARP. Well, let me ask it this way. What if your congressman and your president knew that that was coming? Remember, this cost people to lose trillions in wealth. Millions of jobs were lost. We're still trying to recover from it. But what if your representative in Congress and your president saw it coming, knew why it was coming, knew what the cause of it was, knew it in enough time to prevent it from happening, and knew what he needed to do to prevent it from happening, but he chose not to do so because he was worried about politics, because he was worried about the press release that was going to come from the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. What would you think of him? I mean, think about this. This is wrong, you know. This is the most predictable economic crisis we've ever had in this country. We owe it to our countrymen and the women and men in this country to fix this problem while it's still fixable. And so shame on people who want to demagogue and politicize this. But I think this country's better than that. And I personally believe, from representing a district that went for Clinton, Gore, Dukakis, and Obama, that Americans are ready for honest talk. They're ready to be spoken to like adults. They're ready for a fact-based conversation without budget gimmicks, accounting tricks, and all of the rest about what is really needed to save this country. And what this plan shows you is that this country can still be saved, is that the idea of this country can still be preserved. And I personally believe that the country's ready for that. So, you know, they'll do that no matter what.